How's everybody doing? I've got your pre-weekend fishing report for Lake Norfork. The striper fishing has been up and down this week for me. I've had some very fast days, and I've had some days that are a little bit more spread out as far as the bite goes. I've been using some bluegills, been working. I just use about a 3-inch bluegill, drop that on a down line. I run a 4-ounce weight around a 30-inch leader and a circle hook and drop that straight down. That works well. You can also use live gizzard, threadfin shad. There's shiners work as well too. Vertical jigging, the spooning seems to be doing better than the vertical jigging on the swim baits. These fish are pushing down quite a bit deeper with the water temperature, the lack of rain, and the late summer, just a little bit lower oxygen content. So the fish are pushing down there. Most of the stripers that I'm seeing and catching are in that 50 to 70 foot range, which last year with a high water at this same time, we're catching them 90 to 100 foot down. So we're sitting at a good level. Without having the high water, we shouldn't have any issues with the fish this year, but they are down there getting fairly deep. There are some fish that you can find on those mid 50s to mid 60 foot bottoms that are just feeding on crawdads. They'll be doing that in the early morning and afternoons on the main lake points near the dam. There's also some humps that are out there. If you've got a GPS on your boat that has a topographical map, if you look to where the humps are out there, there's some spots that are out in the middle of nothing that are 30 or 40 foot humps that several hundred yards away from the shoreline. Those are places that you need to check out. There's plenty of places to fish out there. Just be safe and courteous to others. Just be mindful of the boats that are around there. Sometimes a bunch of boats get stacked in an area, and I think there may or may not be fish there. I think people just sometimes see one or two boats, and then all of a sudden you get 15 boats in an area that is not that productive. So just drive around and look for your fish. You can slowly graph the area and find the fish. If you're fishing artificial, the best way to find these fish is to do a variety of different things. Trolling is a good way to catch some fish and also scan and find the fish. Whether you have downriggers and you can set them at a certain level. If you don't have downriggers and don't want to put the investment into doing the downriggers, there's a lot of information out there about trolling with lead core line. There's also clip-on weights that you could drop to get your baits down to those levels to troll and be able to catch some of those fish. There's also dipsy divers that you can run out. And you could troll with your trolling motor, you could troll with your big engine, whatever's most comfortable for you. You're going to be in that 2.5 to 3 mile an hour range when you're trolling your lures. Swim baits can be productive. The Roadrunner type jigs can be productive. There's a lot of different varieties of ways to catch those fish, especially trolling, but you could fan out, put a lot of rods out, and cover a lot of water, and at the same time you're going to be learning a lot about what you're looking at. So if you can get in some consistent areas or just run the big triangle around the dam, across the buoy line and around to Coso and back through, you're going to cover a lot of water quickly. And in that time that you're doing it, if you come across a big school and you want to be vertical jigging or drop live bait or anything like that, that's a good time to do that. The trolling is a great technique to catch some fish, but it also is a good way to learn where the fish are and how they're moving and what depths they're at. So there's a lot of varieties of different ways to catch there. Everybody's got their own technique that works for you, but if you're doing something and it's just doesn't seem to be having any productive value to it, just branch out. Sometimes, we pin these baits down at a certain level, sometimes even just flipping out a bait with a split shot and letting a couple 100 feet out of line behind the boat. Sometimes that'll work. These bait fish will find a comfort level where it's best for them, and a lot of times once they get down to that level, wherever it's at is usually another area that the bait is going to be, and those striper are going to be around the bait. So that kind of is a way to let that fish kind of find its way to a sweet spot instead of you just pinning your bait down to where you assume might be a sweet spot. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, but it is very, very hot out there. Make sure you stay hydrated. We're all educated on what to do, but just take your time and make sure you drink plenty of fluids. It is very, very warm out there. It's been 90 and 100 degrees most every day. Water's heating up, so just be safe, be smart out there. The early bite has been the best. If you get out there, I usually leave the dock about 5:30, and somewhere a little bit before or after 6 o'clock seems to be the prime time. And between that 6 and 7 o'clock, that's the prime bite for me right now. There's some guys that are doing some night fishing that are doing really good. I think they go out 10 to midnight, 10 to 2, something like that. They're having some success with that and beating a little bit of the heat by not having the sun beat down on them. But there's a variety of ways to catch them out there right now. Y'all just be safe and have fun. We're going to be in hoodie weather before we know it, and we're going to be wishing that we had warm days. So enjoy them, have fun, catch some fish. All the fish that you catch, make sure you ice them down. You don't want to be dragging them on stringers or anything like that. Just ruins it. But anyway, if anybody has any questions on striper fishing on Lake Norfork right now, drop something below in the comments. You can always reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, STR Outdoors. I'm pretty quick to respond on a lot of those places, and I'll try and help you out as best as I can. The whole point of doing these videos and not charging subscriptions and things like that is just to try to build a community of people that can go out there and catch some fish, and we can all grow and learn together, and we can make this fishing on the lake easier by teaching us and helping one another along. And if you have anything that's been working for you and you want to share it, drop a comment down below, and maybe somebody else can read that and pick up something, and that might help somebody else along. Until next week, we'll see you then. Bye.